Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 17th of November 2022. So CPI numbers yesterday rose to 11.1, the highest since 1981 for the UK. We also saw the US retail sales soar as well. They came out, as you can see there, 1.3 respectively for core and retail sales from 0.5 and 1%. On the forecast. This sent the markets lower, but not low enough. So US stocks were lower on Wednesday, with selling most acute in the morning on bleak TGT consumer guidance, and then we also saw risk off after target alarm and weak IP data. So the risk of the consumer retail numbers were then offset by the IP data. So again, one cancelled the other. Amazing, isn't it, how that happens? But the main headline yesterday, stocks sink as yield curve tumbles to biggest inversion in 40 years. Pausing is off the table right now. It's not even part of the discussion. So again, because of the increase in the retail sales numbers and the UK CPI numbers as well. But there doesn't seem to be much action on increase in rates, does there? Anyway, news today. Let's have a quick look. It's UK today. We've got the budget. It says the autumn forecast statement now, but it's a UK budget today. FOMC, Bullard, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, unemployment claims, they're the weekly ones, and Mester is also speaking. So we've got two FOMC members out today. Gold-silver ratio moving back to the upside. You'll see why when we look at the silver chart in just a moment. But we'll kick off with having a look at the stock markets and start off with the Dow. So yesterday, very quiet day, as you can see there. The Dow was sideways, but it's picking up on the overnight at the moment and looks like it's heading back to the highs. If we look at the 30-minute chart, absolutely nothing yesterday afternoon and overnight. Had a bit of a run back to high to the left there, but above the DP at the moment. It needs to break this if prices are going to move lower, but at the moment they're holding quite well there. Just have a look at a smaller time frame, like a 5-minute. You can see how they've kicked off at 5 a.m. and moved back to that resistance to the left there. But we did see a lot of selling there last time. Whether that happens here, who knows? But there's obviously some resistance there. I would suspect that we're going to keep moving to the upside, would be my guess. And in the German Dax, in the daily chart, same thing. Inside bar for yesterday. The market moving up already on the overnight and moving up strongly as well, as you can see there. Big bar in the 30-minute. Not as strong as the Dow, headed back to that resistance to the left, but let's just draw in some fibs here. We're at 62 golden ratio at the moment, but the market looking like it wants to continue higher. And if we move down to the 5-minute chart, you can see we've just broken through the BRN there. We are becoming overbought, but we're still marching to the upside there quite strongly for this market. Yesterday, like I say, it was very quiet after the initial move to the downside, which we saw there. We had a bit of a bounce and then moved lower again, and then the market sideways. Retail sales came out, so you can see them here. The market then moving higher before then moving down, with the reality that they were inflationary. But the market has, made its way back up on the overnight, and you can see they're taking out that BRN. I don't know what's ignited this, whether there's some news that there's a ceasefire or something, but that's a strong move in the pre-market session of 50 points over around 20 minutes or so, and likely, like I say, if you go to the 30-minute chart, to continue back up to this sort of level here where we saw the selling take place during yesterday's trading session. In the S&P, we can see we've got an inside bar there too. The market finding support at the 5-bar moving average. Still stuck at that 78% retracement though. From here, projected back, and you've still got the 200 MA in place there as well. The 30-minute chart, you can see we just moved lower in the pre-market session. Then in the main session, we also moved lower. We bounced off the 200 MA quite a few times, but as we headed back up and encountered the 20-bar moving average, the market then moved back, traded sideways, but now we've just seen a bit of a spike to the upside, but stuck at the 50 EMA, and you've got the DP there as well. In the FTSE 100, stuck in the sideways range, sitting on that 200. We've got demand for yesterday as well, so we could see a bit of a bounce back to 89% from there, back to there before moving to the downside. Again, price is already starting to move to the upside. You see they're coming off yesterday's close. We were up in the main session, we came back 89 and then moved lower for the day. Amazing how the market held at the 200 MA and the DP, but eventually it broke and then traded down to the previous day's close, where it traded sideways, and that's where the market has bounced so far. DP is giving the market a bit of a headache at the moment. And in the currencies, we can see that the GBP JPY is sideways there, and struggling with that 38% retracement. However, we do have a bit of demand here, and the stochastics are starting to turn up a bit. 30-minute chart, you can see yesterday very quiet as well. I don't know whether it's because the G20 is on or what, but the market down there to the DP, 200 MA as well, very familiar picture there, and then again off the DP here, and now moving higher, go boom above the close and heading towards, or attempting to get towards yesterday's high. The pound obviously today is going to be waiting for Hunt as he has his first budget, but again you can see that we've got the market continuing to rise above the 5, or trade above the 5 bar moving average. Inside bar yesterday, very quiet Wednesday. Usually Tuesdays are quiet, but Wednesday this week. Market up, then back down, then back up. A very choppy session for the pound there, but above the DP on the overnight and the close. And we're talking of tax hikes, so that's going to have an impact on the pound as well, because that's going to impact on consumer spending, and hopefully inflation will be his hope. And in the dollar, still sideways to lower, not finding the strength at the moment to close above the 5 bar moving average. Which is a bit of a surprise, but yesterday you can see we were down, and then in the main session we saw the dollar index move higher. It needs to stay above the DP and the close in order to move to the upside there. Meanwhile, in silver, down yesterday, down on the overnight as well, back below the 21.23 level there. Coming off that a bit, if you look at the 30-minute chart, we were down yesterday on those retail sales because of the prospect of a rate increase. And amazing, isn't it? The dollar didn't actually react, but they did manage to smash the price of silver, and they've continued to do that on the overnight there. And that's why you're seeing the gold-silver ratio moving, because if you look at gold, it hasn't moved as much as in percentage terms as has the silver price. So the gold there struggling a bit, and down yesterday, giving it a hammering overnight though, haven't they? Right down to the S2, straight through the S1 as well, and the 200 MA, but this now bouncing back. Something's happened in the last few hours that I'm not aware of. I can't seem to find anything, but something's happened, because obviously the stock markets have moved higher, which we've seen with the Dow there. You can see that's still moving to the upside, along with just find the 5-minute chart in the German Dax as well. Let's see if this holds, but it seems to be moving back to the upside at the moment. And when you look at the daily chart, this is indicative of the market wanting to move higher, but only time will tell, of course. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see what happens with Hunt's first budget statement. And yeah, that's it. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.